I remember a cousin of mine called me because her friend had died from sickle cell. And at that time, I was in my 20s. I think I was 21, 22. And her friend, this guy who she was really close to, and I haven't spoken to this cousin of mine in years, by the way. She calls me. She's like, Nana, I heard my friend has died. I'm so devastated, blah, blah, blah. So, like, I know you're around that age.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I know, yeah. I know you're around that age, so I just like want you to know that I love you.
So saying goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
How does it make you feel when you hear people talk like that?
Sad.
I would get very angry.
It's sad, just like.
Are you sad for them or you're sad for you? Or you're sad for them because of their ignorance? Because really, how dare you tell me that?
Yeah,
you know?
But then they don't know. You can't even like. With sickle cell, especially in our culture and in Ghana, you've been told that you die early. That's what everyone knows. Yeah. She's a sickler. I hate that word. And you'll die early. So people are just, responding to what they know.
I don't know how I feel if someone told me that.
You're around that time.
Yeah. But you know people who are older and you're still living with sickle cell, though, right?
I know people in their 60s, 70s. I know someone who lived in Ghana till she was 84.
And sickle, you see, so why people even?
It's a lack of education.
Are you still afraid that maybe someday,
that I'll pass away early? No.
You're not afraid?
No, I'm here for a time.
You must have gone through something to get to this point.
God really has like shifted my perspective.
Yeah.
I don't gain strength from anywhere else. Like I'm weak in every area. He's like the one who comes in and just like fixes everything from the root.
Amazing. Amazing. Mary, you got married again, didn't you?
I didn't get married. I was in a long-term relationship because I was scared to get married.
Why? Because you thought you would go through what you went through?
No,
with this
because
first
I had one divorce under my belt. I didn't want to
do another one. Yeah, I know. I go through that too. I mean, sometimes when I'm dating and it's getting serious,
you panic.
I withdraw because I'm like, sheesh. I don't want to make the same mistakes I made. I don't want to go through another divorce. I feel like I'm too young. I want to do it and do it right. Yeah. So I think it makes you almost look for that perfect. And there's nothing like that.
Jesus Christ.
You think when these things happen, it sort of shapes your perspective about a lot of things.
A lot.
It makes you tough, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah. So you just went through a long-term relationship. I mean, I'm sure the guy proposed a few times and you're like,
Well, he proposed. I was engaged.
But he didn't want to do the wedding.
I was scared. I didn't want to get married.
But in Africa, engagement is wedding, no?
No, we didn't do it in Ghana. He just bought me a ring.
And then he went on his knee, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Why did you accept?
Because I loved him.
But not enough
to marry him.
Listen, we lived together. We were married. I just didn't want that paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Our parents knew each other. We were together, like for 7 years.
You've broken up?
Yeah.
Why? What happened? I mean, it sounded like you loved him.
I loved him. This was somebody. After what happened, I was like, you know what? The next relationship has to be me, all me, my rules, everything. So I met this guy. Like, he seemed like everything. He was a nice person. We had, he was like my friend. I met him on Facebook.
Hey, Facebook love.
Yes. So
those things, do they really work?
Social
well, I guess yours did. 7 years.
Yeah, it worked. It works. It works. He lived in the US in a different state. I lived in New York. He lived in North Carolina. We met through my baby's picture, because at that point I didn't have any picture of me, just my child. Then we started talking like friends. Then he told me, oh, he really likes me. He was somebody
it developed,
that...
yeah.
Yeah, it developed. So we started dating. Then from there, he was like, I should move to his city. I said, no, I'm not moving. We broke up for like a few months because of that. And we came back. He moved to New York. We moved in together. We lived together. Then I brought my daughter back.
Okay. To Ghana?
To
the US?
To the US. And then we still live together. Very much in love. He gave me a ring and wanted to get married. I told him, please, wait. The next time I do this, I want all the check signs.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to, because the next time I do this, I can't come out.
Yeah.
And I don't want to live the rest of my life unhappy.
Yeah.
So just bear with me. Right now, we are doing everything married people are doing, just that paper, so please. And that paper is what will bring all the trouble, so hold on. He understood it. Then the next thing he did was start blackmailing me, making me feel bad because he didn't have kids. And I already had a kid. So he was like, fine, if I don't want to get married, I should have his child. Because every guy his age has a child. All his friends have children.
You see, the thing about, do you think maybe it's something you're doing wrong? Because your parents are giving you pressure. No, this guy too was giving you pressure.
When I love, that's why I don't, right now, I'm...
So because you loved your parents so much, that's why you're allowed
when I love someone, I do that with friends, my sisters.
She loves hard.
She loves hard.
I love like a fool. No, I'm saying it like the rawest form.
Yeah.
Like love is my weakness.
Wow.
Like it makes me do very, very stupid things.
Yeah.
And now I'm aware of it. So,
are you still this person?
No. So I got pregnant. My mom was furious. She was like, why would you do that? You already have one. Why would you do that?
So you got pregnant with the second because he asked for it?
Yeah, because he asked for it and I loved him. And I was like, why not? It's just that I don't want to get married, but this is somebody I want to marry. But I'm scared to marry.
Yeah.
So let me just do this. So I did it. We had the baby. And that's when our issues started. Do
these experiences shape you? I mean, because people say that you're tough. People say that you are mean. You even said it yourself.
Yeah.
You think that these experiences have made you this person because you had to
Yes.
you had to protect yourself,
Yes.
you know, so that nobody can get through the. You have to put a shell around you so that nobody.
All my life, I've been taken advantage of from my parents, friends, like boyfriends, husband, like.
Then I'm sure that you have your own stories when it comes to relationships. And
yours will be interesting.
I never say sickness because it's not a sickness. It's a condition. So with your condition, I'm sure that you have some interesting stories about your love life. Do you have a love life?
Do I?
I don't.
I do.
You do?
I do. I think it hasn't been in the past. I've been with guys who have always been very supportive of what I'm going through. The first guy I dated straight out of boarding school, he was half British, so he didn't have a problem with his genotype. He was AA. But at that time, I didn't understand these things, like making choices based on your circumstances. It's only as I grew older that I came to understand that these are things you have to consider. And it's been really eye-opening just growing up, like knowing, because there's this thing where for the longest time, I didn't even know what do I subscribe to, because I know I'm here, I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor. Do you tell, say, Jocelyn, don't get married if you're AS to someone who's AS because you can have an SS baby? If my parents made that choice, would I be here?
I know what you mean.
Or do you put a child through everything you've been through? The fear, the uncertainty, the pain.
And not everybody's going to make it, really.
Yes.
So what do you do?
So what do you do? It's been a moment of, many moments actually, of conflict for me.
Yeah.
But I think what's the most important thing is that just know who you are and what you're dealing with. And do that with your partner and make an informed decision. But don't go in blind.
Yeah.
Don't be ignorant.
Yeah.
Just like,
and
always be on the same page. I had someone who, I actually don't like speaking about relationships, but I'll share this out of respect. I won't say his name, but I dated a guy who, was we talked about being serious, and at some point found out that our genotypes weren't compatible, and I mentioned adoption, and it was not the reception that I was anticipating.
Yeah. What kind of reception did you give him?
He wasn't pleased. It's like, if I have my kids, even if they're sick, they're my kids. I don't want someone else's kids.
So in this case, do you have to make a conscious effort, you know, when it comes to these things, so that you don't put your kids through what you're going through? Like,
but you also start a relationship, and the first conversation you want to have is that, SS, are you? Yeah.
That's tricky.
Yeah.
It's like me. When I meet anybody, I tell them, look, I have a child. Straight up, I do. Yeah. I don't hide the fact that I do. So you can either deal with it or you can't. You know, and I have a friend who is also SS, and the dating scene is actually very tough for her, because a lot of guys think that she is some kind of plague or some disease, you know. It's like, no, I don't want to. They don't want to be saddled with the burden of looking after somebody who is always sick. You understand what I'm saying? I have dated one before. He was always, I didn't even understand it in the beginning, like you're saying. I was so ignorant, because anytime he gets sick, he will shut everybody out. He won't pick my calls. Nobody knows where he goes. He goes into some kind of hibernation. You know what I mean? And I was getting frustrated with him by the day. It was later on that I realized that, oh my goodness, you know, this thing is actually more serious than I think it is. I'm just thinking, okay, he has some joint pains. Why is he making a fuss? What's that? You know, but it was later on that I realized that it's actually not just some joint pains. It's actually pain that you can't even describe. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like 12. Yeah. You know? And I remember even my cousins, their reaction was like, hey, you want to marry somebody with SS? You're going to be you're going to be widowed very soon, or you know, those kind of statements. And these are cousins who lived in the States, you know, and you would think that they would know any better, but even they were talking like, Justin, you can't date somebody who's SS. Like, really, even when he's sick, he locks you out, he shuts you off, and then you want to date him, your kids will not even go to know their father. Right then I was like, okay. And that's how people, even my girlfriend also, that's what she goes through when it comes to dating. And so it's almost like, she's like, you know what, I've given up. I don't want to date anybody. I'm just, you know, I can't deal. You know, she's not being able to rise above feeling sorry for herself. And that's the thing. Once you do, everybody else will feel sorry for you too. And that's what's happening with her. You understand? But you're quite different. Because you're just like, ka-ching, 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 let's go.
I think it's important.
It is important, yeah.
Know who you are and what you want.
Yeah.
Just because generally my whole perception just is grounded in something bigger than myself. You just have to let these things go and trust that God will be in control. So
you're telling me that positive thinking is actually the antidote to all these living above and rising above the fear, living with a condition and knowing that you're going to be okay.
If you feel so, like, you will manifest what you think.
Yeah, but it's not easy. It's easier said than done. I mean,
you will manifest what you think, but like, it has to be something that you learn. No one can teach you. It has to be something that experience will teach you, that whatever you say to yourself that you are, whatever you say to yourself that you can be, that's exactly what's going to manifest.
Laurie, babe. How many times did you cry? And how many times did you swear that, Charlie, I'll never love like a fool? These are your own words, though.
Oh, I've cried though. Oh,
you don't seem like the type, though.
Hey, I'm going to ask my sister. I cry. I break down. I lock myself in my room for days. And then I come outside and I put on my mean face. That's, like, you're human. Like,
but it's okay to cry. Why would you hide and cry? No, you should cry. People see that you're crying.
My kids can't see me cry.
Why? It's okay for the kids to see you cry.
No, because everything for my kids. I don't want them to see me and feel sorry for me.
No, I don't think they'll feel sorry for you.
No, they might.
I think it will build a healthy emotional something in them.
Yeah.
I have to. It's not I want. I have to.
You have to be strong for them.
I have to be. Who else? They don't have grandma over there. The most they have is auntie over there and mommy right here. My kids send me Father's Day. They draw cards for me.
So wait, your second child, the father is also not in his life.
No. So
you've got two kids with no fathers.
Yes. Oh, they have fathers.
I mean, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Their fathers are alive.
Yeah, but they're not just taking care of their kids because they want to punish you.
That's what I think, because I don't know any other way.
You don't call them, they don't call you. I mean, what is it? Are you the one? I think you're the one, Lori.
No, they
If you ask me, they call you, you probably say, this guy, click, put the phone down.
Me, I always say, it's not like you've called me and I've said, don't come. If you haven't done that, I don't have to chase you with your responsibilities. You get it? Like, I'm not, because clearly, because the last one's father made a statement to someone that as long as I don't want him to come for that child from me, he will never take care of the child.
Okay. But you know these kids, they always go back home.
Me, I don't care. But at this point, if you're not paying school fees, if you're not feeding him, you're not doing your duty as your child. And the kids are growing. They will see what you're doing. Get it?
Yeah.
They will see what you're doing. They will know. Anyway, the first one, sometimes he calls my daughter. But this other one, no.
Yeah.
Because I think it's still fresh. His own is fresh.
It's fresh.
And he's married now, but still not doing what he has to do.
I think that with situations like this as well, you need to surround yourself with positive influences, like positive-minded people.
Yeah.
It's very important. I mean, I have a friend that I always call when I'm going through my lowest lows. And, you know, I was just telling her not too long ago, Shirley, that, you know, sometimes when I talk about things and I break down, for me, talking about it and breaking down is where I gather my strength, and then I forget.
See, I told you.
I forget. No,
Something
honestly.
She can't talk.
You can't do, I will talk about it.
You have
I
to.
will cry, I will yell. Sometimes Shirley will calm me down because I've learned also to have one or two people. You don't need that many because not every listening ear
is a good one.
Is a good one. Some of them are just listening to go and run their mouths, you know. And I've learned that as well the hard way. I've been betrayed so many times. So once you find that person who keeps you, like you're saying, grounded, not necessarily, you know, we all have conversations with God. I do every day, you know, but then it's like he doesn't talk back, I feel. So you need somebody who's just going to look at you and say, and even nod and say, you know, it's very important to have that physical connection, you know. So for me, once I do, it's so amazing that I forget. And sometimes I can tell my friend that this girl did and then she'll probably see me a week later, and I'm like, hey, to the girl. And then she's like, did you just say that this is the girl? I'm like, it's true. I forgot.
One of those friends.
you know, I'm not going to be your friend again like that if you betray me, but I'll still see you and say hi. Because I've spoken about it. Do you understand? Yeah. And so I feel like it's also very important to surround yourself with a lot of positive energy, you know.
But
and
that's tricky, you know.
Why is it tricky?
It's tricky. Our generation, you don't really know.
You have to discern, Laurie.
No.
You don't think so?
Sometimes, like, I've been there. I had close friends. I lost them.
Yeah, they weren't close then.
They were.
Maybe you're the problem. Oh.
Why do you think I'm the problem?
Because
no, let me tell you one thing. I'm loyal to a fault. So saying things just tick me off quickly. Yeah. I'm a very loyal and straightforward person. Yeah. As in, I don't mince words. Yeah. If it's red, it's red. If it's blue, it's blue. Yeah. So if you come and you have some in between, it's grayish, reddish, I don't want to hear it. Yeah. That is how I am. Yeah. And I find that a lot of people are people pleasers. Yeah. They want to ride with if my sister is messing up, I'll be like, listen, this is not good. Let's stop this. Let's cut it right now. Let's do it this way. It will work. If she decides she's not going to take my advice and go and still get bitten, when she comes back, I'll be like, you see?
Okay, but you have your... Yeah.
I'll have, but I'm not one who'll be like, you know, like, okay. Like, if it's bad, it's bad. There's no two ways around it. And I find that's the biggest problem in our generation because people like to sugarcoat. Yeah. They don't like to tell you as it is. You get it?
You know, have you, in all this, have you been physically abused?
Physically, no, emotionally.
Emotionally?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going back to the Tonto Decay
You haven't read it?
No.
Nanesi lives somewhere else. She doesn't live in Ghana.
I understand. Don't even get into it.
Look, she has her own things that she's getting into. But basically, Toto Dike is claiming that her husband was abusing her. You know, but before then, she was online writing about, you know, praising him and saying how he's bought her cars and stuff like that. Again, that comes to like the fact that people like to please, you know, people, because she's trying to keep up appearance, but really she's suffering inside, and that's the problem as well. That's why it's always good to talk, to gather strength, Nanesi. If you talk,
please,
trust me, if you find a good listening ear,
even if it's your mom.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she talks to her mom. Yeah, it's always good to talk to someone. You know, that because that's when you start getting all these thoughts about probably harming yourself or ending it all, because you have no one to talk to. I mean, I've had suicidal thoughts because I just couldn't trust anybody to talk to, and I felt like I was at my lowest of my low, like I was at my weakness, and I could not rise above it. So I'll sit there and say, what if I end it all? You know what I mean? And so it's always important to always confide in that person who would at least listen. And that's why, you know, abroad they have this go and see a shrink system. The shrink is sitting there, she's writing something on her pad. Half the time she's not even looking at your face. And you're talking, she's like, I know, I understand. Yeah, sure.
How does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel? And how does that
It's just someone to talk to.
Yeah. But you know, the person, she doesn't know your name, she doesn't know where you live.
She doesn't care.
You know, but at least once you leave that office, you're like, whew, thank God. You know, and then you realize that you're able to move on from that particular point. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
Talking has been hard, I will admit, just because I've internalized for the longest time, just not knowing what to say, and knowing that with SS being hereditary, the people around you, especially your parents, feel some burden of guilt. I'm someone who just like naturally puts the needs of other people before mine.
Yeah.
So if I know that speaking about the emotional burden of things is going to make them, or could possibly make them, feel bad, then I would rather...
Sometimes talking to people, you realize that they're going through the same thing or something similar.
Yes.
And it makes it a lot lighter. You can actually laugh about it.
I think in her situation, her parents will feel bad. You know how when your daughter falls down, don't you feel it?
Yeah.
So in this one, you know you are the reason why they are going through this. I can understand how they would feel. Yeah, like it's like every time you are going through something, you bring it up, they'll be like, oh my God, why did I make this decision? You get it? I could understand, but then you still need to find someone.
Yeah.
I've come to find that there's no one better to talk to. Just like, it's not just my journey, it's our journey, and we're in it together.
You
if we're low, always.
Don't you guys have a group like the sickle cell?
Do you know what? No.
That's what she's trying to do, actually.
That's what she's trying to do.
Because you guys can have meetings, people can share.
Support groups.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have support groups and counseling, but I mean, when you go there, it will even make you...
No, because maybe people don't know how to
upload.
The approach.
Actually, I find it too clinical as well. You know, I find it too clinical. Not
they talk
everything
about
is clinical.
No,
Exactly. Sometimes you just need a feel-good place to go to and just laugh.
Yeah.
Like you
or
guys
something.
can hang out.
You know,
Yes, exactly.
You know, have all these little meetings, support groups, like you're saying, so that it doesn't seem like, Charlie, come and let's do a test.
Honestly, those things help. Sometimes it could be people you don't even know. No. It doesn't have to be a friend, somebody who feels your pain.
Yeah.
That's important. Having someone who...
If you had to do it all over again, Laurie,
I would.
You would?
I would.
Wow. I like that.
You would?
I would.
I like that. Laurie, if you had to do it all over again.
Do what all over again?
I think I kind of know the answer to this, but you tell me. At least your second marriage, your second relationship, would you do it again? If you had to do it all over again?
My second? No. I won't.
And the first?
No.
But I mean, you sound like do you love your children?
Very much. It's my life.
What? Sorry?
Because I hate their fathers.
Yeah, because she's like, That's what I'm asking, because you know sometimes there's some parents, there's some mothers who are like, take that child away
No,
from
no,
you.
no, no, no.
Because
When I
of-
see you, I remember.
Yeah.
Him. Okay.
No, my kids are my everything. You get it? They are the reason I have to hustle. They are the reason.
You're rising above everything.
Yes, because I want them to have everything. I don't
So
want
they
them.
are the source of your strength.
Strength.
Yeah, they are the source of my strength. I can say that. Because I don't want them to lack in anything just because they don't have a father.
Do you see yourself as a soldier who's been on the battlefield and falling a few times, had a few bruises here and there, but risen above
broken legs, broken everything.
Broken
But
heart.
we are still fighting.
Yeah.
And we'll get there.
So will you love again?
Oh, yes.
You would.
I would. When the right person comes along, but I'm in no rush.
But you won't be a fool in love.
No, I said, that's why I said the right person wouldn't make me look like a fool. He will meet me.
So the right person can also make you.
No,
if
he will
once
meet
a
me.
fool in love, you're always a fool
We'll
in
both
love.
be fools, so it's okay.
I like
Nobody
that.
is a fool.
I
That is the
like
kind
that.
of love I want. I don't
I like
want to
that.
be the only fool.
The only fool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies, cheers to strength through pain. My drink is finished, but you know what? You can always raise an empty glass to strength through pain. Yeah, yeah.